Slakia. I don't know why the video just chopped out. Um, you go back up a little. So John 6 and 63 in the NLT, the Spirit alone gives eternal life. Human effort accomplishes nothing, and the very words I've spoken to you are the Spirit of life. But some of you do not believe me. For Yahawashi knew from the beginning which ones didn't believe, and he knew who would betray him. So the Lord knows. The Lord knows at the end of the day. The Lord knows every single one of those who are going to betray him, who are going to betray him by taking that MOTB, you know? Because, that's going to be that final test, you know? Matter of fact, you get that right now. Because of this test, a lot of people, you know, are going to turn their backs on Yahawashi. A lot of Jakes. So, Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So, that MOTB, that RFID chip, a lot of Jake are gonna turn their back. They're gonna say this is too much. They're gonna lose their homes, their jobs, their women, their family, their money. They're gonna say it's too much. They can't deal. Verse 65. Then he said, this is why I said that people cannot come to me unless the Father gives them to me. At this point, many of his disciples turned away and deserted him. Then Yahawashi turned to the 12 and asked, are you going to leave? Are you going to leave when things get rough? Are you going to curse the Most High when you're going through your battles, your trials and your tribulations? Are you going to believe? Are you going to continue to believe in me even, when this world hates you, when this world persecutes you, when this world makes us look like the villain? These are things you got to ask yourself, and you got to ask yourself truly, can you deal with what is to come? Because things are going to heat up. Things are going to get worse. Times are going to get tougher, But this is why we got to stay solid, You got to stay solid like the 12 did, and understand we need that bread. And when I mean bread, I ain't talking about that loot. I ain't talking about that money. I'm talking about Yahawashi. That's the bread we need to survive. As long as we have that, as long as we have Yahawashi, we're good. We're good. Against all odds, we're good. Verse 68, Simon Peter replied, Lord, to whom would we go? You have the words that give eternal life. We believe and we know you are the Holy One of Yahweh. Then Yahawashi said, I choose the 12 of you, but one is the devil. He was speaking of Judas, son of Simon Iscariot, one of the 12 who would later betray him. So, wow. So, ultimately the point is I'm trying to make that point of his videos that, Yahawashi is the bread. He is the bread of, to eternal life. And we need him. We need him, we need him, we need him, and we gotta keep eating that bread. We gotta keep building ourselves up spiritually through the Rakakwadash, so that we can, make it to the end, and and obtain eternal life. So this is, my Slakia that it got cut out. Gonna have to put in another part. And yeah, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, blessing, and safety to all the Akim, how they're pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth to the true believers out there. I pray this lesson was edifying, and until the next one,